Thank you. Bought this from Cold Ones. I think it's one of their merch things. So, since last time, I have done a couple of different updates to the case we went through last time. Let's check. Ooh. Okay. I think we're good again. So last time we went through, we did the Marvel shelf. I did end up buying the parts to double up on the minifigures. So they are now two deep per spot instead of just being a single figure on each part of the case. And I have some extra spots in this case now for some more figures. Turn that up a bit. Light and I just did that. I think each part uses, or like each section uses 40 cents extra to get the two figures. So that would average out to like 30 cents per extra figure and an average out to like 20 or $30 extra to fit twice as many minifigures. Which Jaka figure? I filmed all the reviews now for the three Jaka Spider-Man, so I have the Jaka Miles, Gwen, and then Spider-Punk, all three of those. Have the video shot, just need to edit them, and I'll get those out over the next couple months. But yeah, those are all three great figures. I did a photo with the Spider-Punk one and damaged the guitar, which I had mentioned in the stream last time, that they warned that about like not messing with the guitar, and I broke it, so that was too bad. I'm getting a replacement though, but that definitely hurts my experience as a collector where I'm getting a minifigure and it gets damaged. Yeah, Spider Punk. If the guitar just was stronger, didn't get damaged, I would love that minifigure definitely a lot more. Um, but like I said, I guess I also threw on some extra minifigures that I didn't throw on last time at the top here. More Daredevil, and I started filling in with some Deadpool minifigures and just more other random Marvel ones. Yeah, I was pretty glad I ended up getting the Orbital Raimi figures when I did. I wasn't expecting to get them so soon. I think I originally was planning on posting that video next week, but got it out this week. The whole collection of those are all pretty sweet. Definitely the perfect recreation of like the original Spider-Man minifigures from those movies. I grew up, I had all the Spider-Man 1 minifigures, so it was great to kind of expand the line a little bit more with those, with the new figures, and they did a great job on them. Yeah. I guess I also, main reason why I wanted to double up on the minifigures too is just when I have like the same character twice and it's just the different colors, it doesn't make sense for them to have two different spots on the shelf. Instead, having the both of them next to each other just makes a lot of sense. Same goes for like the Raimi Spider-Man suits we're talking about. They're all pretty similar, and since they're simple minifigures, they only have the torso and face printing basically. I'm not missing a lot of the printing by, moving that around. I'm gonna switch my camera back to auto. It might cut out for a second. So that is where we're at right now. I shifted the Fantastic Four members over. That way, the Fantastic Four and the Inhumans are all on the same shelf now. It's not just two separate rows where that's going on. I think that just fits a little bit better. And the biggest change is I threw on some extra figures to this back row that I didn't do in the last one. Yeah, got it. I was in the same boat. Well, technically the Spider-Man 2 and 3 suits are slightly different, so I still picked up one of each of those, and they're even different than the original minifigure. It's just like the slight changes to the like Spider-Man symbol, so they are technically different suits. I didn't even realize that. Like obviously, I grew up watching those movies, and it's just those subtle changes. You know how it is with like the MCU, where every single character has like the new suit in every movie, or they have 2 to 3 new suits. So they're just trying to sell toys, I'm sure. But it was kind of nice getting the figure and realizing the differences. And I bought the light blue version of the Spider-Man 3 suit to kind of go with the light blue from the Spider-Man 1 suit. And you can see right here also, I have a whole empty row there, and that's going to be for the Guardians of the Galaxy minifigures. Kind of planned that already. I counted it out, and we should have like the perfect amount of spots. So that's probably where I want to start today with getting more figures down. So I have all of these kind of laid out, ready to be put down. So we'll have space for all these Guardians figures, the official Guardians 1 and Guardians 2 minifigures, and then all my customs for Guardians 3 with the Jaka ones. And then in the furthest back row, more X-Men minifigures that aren't going to go in the danger room since they're duplicate characters. Those will go in the very back. Anybody seen Deadpool 3 this week? I'm going Thursday at 3 p.m. and I am hoping to avoid any spoilers between now and then, which has been hard. They've been really marketing some spoilers in this movie, which I don't love, but is what it is. I'll just start off. I just want the whole team from Guardians 1. They're not custom minifigures, just the official ones, but these were some of my favorite Lego sets growing up, and I just want to make sure that I have like all 3 different movies with their teams represented. It's too bad there isn't like a regular scaled Groot instead of just the like brick built one. I think that would be something I would definitely want. I'm sure Jaka did a good job, and I guess Jin as well did a good job for the 3rd movie with their Groots that they're making for that, where they're at the different scales. But obviously not the exact design from Guardians 1. I feel like that one honestly has the best look out of all of the different movies. And upcoming videos, I have my Brickmania Fallout like Vault Dwellers. Those came in the mail. I also have Fire. I also have the Firestar Fallout minifigure still I got to look at. I'm kind of bummed. KO Customs, they had that like Mr. Sinister minifigure come out. I must have had mine delayed in the mail in some way. Hasn't come yet, but as soon as I get that, I'll be making a video. But right now we're sitting pretty good on videos. I have all of those Jaka Spider-Man video reviews that I'll get out eventually. Recorded those. Just need to wait, get those edited. And just a couple other like back catalog stuff. I have the KO Custom Sentinel Lego set that I want to do a review on, but I just want to interview him for that. I have some ideas for some fun concepts. I think that could be a good time. Other than that, just I still have to finish all my videos for my mocks that I brought to Brick World. Those end up being a lot more complicated than I would expect just because the timing. I'm just so behind on reviews. I have like 20 minifigures to make videos on. Oh, really? Okay. That's interesting because mine, I'm assuming it was because of like the internet going down or like whatever. Oh yeah, it got to my local post office, the Mr. Sinister package, and then it just like has been sitting there since Thursday. It was supposed to come a couple days ago, and I'm assuming when the like weird IT stuff happened and went like Microsoft went down, the post office kind of delayed, or they just misplaced my package at the post office for now. But hopefully it'll get here tomorrow or Tuesday, so that way I can get the video out for Wednesday, or that'll be the Saturday video. I would say for me, if I could have one X-Men character for KO to make, I would love an Archangel, definitely. I feel like if they could do a cool thing with the wings to make them posable in some way instead of just being like the straight across, like the Lego Vulture sort of wings that they made for the Pharaoh's Quest, like just having any amount of posability in the wings would be great. But yeah, I agree. Those three would be my choices for Bishop, Archangel, or Psylocke. Um, yeah, because I'm just trying to complete the '90s team at this point. That's one of the teams I need. I have the original X-Men; those are all good to go. I'm trying to think for giant size X-Men. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have a lot more minifigures than the like giant size ones I need still, since I still need Thunderbird and Banshee. I guess Banshee would be cool. Just looking at the Mister Sinister that they made with the cool cape, like I'm sure they could kind of figure out something for Banshee for his like weird wing things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would definitely say I'll switch out the wings on my Angel that I have right now with the ones from the Dungeons and Dragons. I think those are definitely a cool part. I know a lot of people are also excited about all the random parts they're making for those minifigures. They are definitely up there for like some of the best CMF characters. Yeah, I'm really pumped to check out Mister Sinister. That's definitely one of the minifigures. I was hoping to have it for Brick World, but I'm going to be going to Brick Fair in 2 weeks now, so I'll have the Danger Room. I'll have to move around some of the characters, obviously, since I have Mister Sinister now. That'll kind of take over what I was doing with like Havoc and Cyclops. I want them with Mister Sinister, obviously, because of their backstory and all that. All right, Guardians 1 done. I don't know what I want to do with my collector. I don't know if I want him in this big case with everybody or if I still want him in his own separate case. Have I ever made my own customs? I have not. I've done like the minifigure, whatever you call it, like the Lego service where you just design your own torso. But that's just like a one-off thing. Obviously, it would be fun to make my own customs, but I'm not really like a graphic designer. I could probably figure it out or like commission somebody, but I've just been happy to collect with what other people are making. I guess every once in a while, if you count it, I'll make minifigures out of like official parts and like do my own fig barfs for a character, but like not actually printing my own customs. But honestly, these Guardians of the Galaxy like 1 and 2 minifigures are some of the best Lego Marvel figures. I feel like Lego always really did a good job on those. Obviously, Guardians 3, they all have the same suits, and that's not as exciting. But I really love like the little Groot that they made for Guardians 2. I thought that was a fun design. And the sets too for all those movies were pretty good. I feel like a lot of those end up being a little underrated. Um, but yeah, I just love the Guardians movies. It's kind of a bummer that franchise is kind of done now with the third one. Hopefully, the characters don't just disappear in the universe. I'd love to see them pop up again if they keep doing more space stuff and like a Fantastic Four movie or obviously all the Avengers movies. Hard to say though. Um, and it just kind of stinks how these Marvel movies are coming out so many years apart. Anybody have any custom minifigures that they have coming soon in the mail that they are excited about? For me, it's the. I still have to get my new Phoenix Customs Wolverine that's at my parents'. I get all my international packages delivered to my parents. I've just moved a lot, and when it takes 6 months to get a package or like a minifigure delivered, it's just safer to get them all sent to one place. But yeah, that new Wolverine minifigure should be really cool. Excited about that one. And what else isn't out? I'm finally getting a Mystique minifigure, the one I bought from Baby Brick. Finally got delivered. So that's another one of those somewhat not classic, but iconic Brotherhood members I'm excited to have. Get her in the display in some way. I've been thinking about getting a movie version of her too, whether it's the Phoenix Customs one or a different brand. I think that would be a good minifigure to have. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not actually like a super big Spider-Man collector. I just have a lot of Spider-Man minifigures, but I love seeing what different Spider-Mans are coming out. I think Cosmic Spider-Man is one of those cooler designs. I think that is a pretty fun concept, just like him being like a powerful space guy. But I'm thinking after we get this case done, we'll move to probably my more movie minifigures, go through those, and we'll probably stop when I kind of fill up the next case like we did last week. And I don't know. We'll see if when I would do the next stream for the third case. I didn't buy enough parts to double up on every single slot. I didn't do the math right, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Now, and good news is all these parts are in the best sellers, so they'll come in like a couple days if I wanted to buy more. Yeah, the movie one, that'll be a hard one to tackle. I have so many different movie minifigures. I guess I didn't know where I wanted to put my Stan Lee minifigures too, since he's kind of in that in between Marvel, but also just like celebrity minifigure category. So I could place him in a couple different areas. And again, leaving some gaps for these Guardians figures for the third movie. I am going to put in placeholders where it is their like official minifigure, and then as I'm done reviewing the custom Jaka versions, I'll just switch them out in the case. But that's just to help me kind of visualize what is going to be going where, and instead of just having like the blank ones. And obviously, as I buy more figures, I'm definitely going to have to shift these around a lot more to make everything fit consistently, and that's going to be the fun part of this juggling. Just keeping everything together in the way that it should be. Anybody watch anything good recently? I just watched two movies yesterday for the first time. I watched The Hitman. That was pretty good, honestly, with Glenn Powell. I thought that was a fun movie. Other than that, I also watched After Sun, which was a little less funny, obviously, but it was another good movie by A24. Love their stuff. I want to know when someone's going to make an A24 minifigure. I guess Citizen Brick did back in the day, but those are all way too expensive. I'd love to see something a little bit more affordable. Cool. And then where we're at right now, we have this empty spot here. That would probably be for Craiglin. I don't know if I'll be able to double stack them or not with like the arrow thing. The boys, yeah, that was a great finale. It's too bad. Again, I just hate how short shows are these days. Like it ends and then I just want more. That's just means they're doing their job. I haven't collected any of the boys minifigures yet. I think I'm gonna kind of steer clear of that one. That seems like it would be kind of a rabbit hole where they could release so many different characters and I wouldn't know which characters I would actually want. Since you'd have to get the 7, they've had like a ton of members, the actual members of the boys, like all the other random soups. Like I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna save myself there and not even start. I guess I'll just throw the collector in here for now. Again, like I said, I think this is where Craig Lynn's gonna go. I have to maybe position him. I know it's like the Guardians 1 suit, so maybe I would shift everything over. Or I guess it's more of like an end of Guardians 2, so it'll be a bit complicated where to actually place him, but I might have to move these minifigures around, but got all my Guardians of the Galaxy official minifigures and customs, and if anybody puts out custom versions of any of the older movies, I guess I'll kick those out and switch them in. Yeah. Yeah. I love some of the boys, like realistically the actual members of the boys, their stuff is so generic that you could probably get by with just official parts making those characters. It gets more to like the superhero suits and those would be the more interesting minifigures to get, I guess. Like honestly, maybe I should just get a Homelander and a Butcher, and I might get by with just that. But like I said, I'm gonna try and skip out on those. I've been trying to limit what I'm trying to get. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just trying to get a Homelander and Billy Butcher too. Sticking to superheroes, mostly X-Men. Honestly, if there's a pad printed X-Men minifigure coming out, I'm probably going to get it, especially if it's character I don't have. That's kind of where I'm at right now, collecting wise. Really trying to limit what I'm buying. And we're on the last row. I don't think I'm going to fill this one on all the way. Obviously, I'll buy more stuff filled in. But like I just showed off in my last video I posted yesterday, all my movie X-Men minifigures, got to get them in a case since those were all kind of floating around a little bit more. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to order them. I have them like laid out on the table here, who I would want them next to. But with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out and other people making minifigures of these characters, probably gonna have to shift stuff around a little bit. But these are kind of the ones I have to place, and some comic stuff as well, which would be more fitting for this case. We'll see as I fill other stuff in and have extra space. I might move the movie minifigures over to like the movie case instead of being in this Marvel case, which is more comic based minifigures. But it just comes down to how much room I still have everywhere else. And if anybody isn't familiar, today is going to be the Geek Exchange on Instagram. Oh, 100% going to buy the X Mansion. I'm going to get that set, and I'm going to try and integrate it into my Danger Room build that I did in some way. That might take some modifications to the Danger Room more than like the actual mansion, but I would do the whole thing. I'd figure out like where's the elevator to get down and really put it together so it is just like a cohesive piece instead of just two separate builds. But I'm excited for it. Honestly, it might not be the most exciting Lego set, but just having a base, something to just build on would be nice. Since, you know, buying parts individually adds up a lot more than like having a Lego set with most of the parts and then adding onto it. I'm excited for that. That's probably the most anticipated Lego set for me for like the next year. I don't really have a whole ton that I'm super excited about. It'd be like that and the new Guardians of the Galaxy Milano set. I'll get that one too, just because it's the same scale as the Benatar that they did. So it would just make a lot of sense to have both of those in the same sort of like quality instead of just the more play scale, smaller version of the Milano and then the bigger one of that. Just want to keep my collection a little consistent. It's just a great looking build. I know I made my modified version of the Milano, but obviously the Lego one just tops that. Anyone else have any Lego sets they're excited about? I saw there was a leak today for like a new battle pack of like the 2010 or 2008 clone, or not clone, Stormtrooper and like Rebel Trooper battle packs. They're doing a recreation of that for the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. I'm excited for that. Not really like super big into Lego Star Wars right now. I just bought the Ghost on Prime Day. I'm excited about that set. I'll have to do the Wrong McFaddy modifications for that just to make it better. But I think I didn't watch Rebels, but I do like the design of that ship and it's colorful. It just sticks out a lot more to the usual Star Wars where it's all just gray and whatever. And I guess too, for while we're on the Deadpool minifigures, Jaka is releasing the like prices and then the release schedule, whatever they're doing for their new Deadpool and Wolverine minifigures from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. And they're going to be ready to ship, so that's kind of exciting. I'll probably get their Wolverine, but I don't know about the Deadpool. I really like the Phoenix Customs Deadpool that they put out recently, and I would probably just want to stick with their Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine version just to keep it consistent design-wise and accessory-wise there. So I'm unsure. If the price is right, maybe I would get the Jaka Deadpool as well as the Phoenix Deadpool. But I'm just thinking about, I got the Spider Gwen from Jaka, and I think I like the Phoenix Customs version one more for that character. So I'm kind of bummed I did get the Jaka one. I feel like, other than the whole debacle with the Spider-Man minifigures by Phoenix, I just like their designs more than Jaka. I feel like they're just more consistent, and I don't have issues with their parts getting damaged all the time. I guess also Phoenix doesn't necessarily have accessories as often as Jaka does, other than so aftermarket. If you don't know, today is the Geek Exchange on Instagram. If you go to Geek Over 40's Instagram, you can send him a picture or like a collage of any minifigures you want to buy, and he'll post it on his story. Everybody that follows him would be able to see it. So if you want to buy X, Y, and Z custom minifigure from years ago that sold out, someone will just message you, and you can kind of connect and then buy from them. That's probably how I've gotten most of my aftermarket minifigures. Other than that, Secondhand Post is also a good resource where you can, and I'll do some links in the chat so you guys can check that out if you're not familiar. But I would say the Geek Exchange, super helpful, and it's probably the easiest way that you don't actually have to find a listing of a minifigure. And like, some people might not know they want to sell something until they see somebody wants to buy it. Obviously, it'd be a little bit harder to track where or how much something has been going for recently if you're just buying it from someone on Instagram. And then I use Secondhand Post as well. That has been very nice. He's been very reasonable price wise. I feel like the easiest way to get like some Lego for cheap is from, or not Lego, but just like custom Lego for like a very reasonable price is like Secondhand Post. So I'll put that in the chat as well. I would say those are my two mains for like aftermarket. Otherwise, I know Tracy Minifigs. She does like a secondhand sort of system as well. Same goes for Baby Brick. So I do a little bit of everything. But I would say Discords for like specific customizers, and then the two different links that I put in the chat, the Geek Exchange run by Geek Over 40 and then Secondhand Post, are like my main go-tos for the aftermarket. I guess also anybody in the chat, like if you have resources you go to for the aftermarket, put them in the chat. Might as well. Then in this Deadpool section, leaving these two open for the Phoenix Customs, Wade Wilson, and then the Deadpool minifigure they're making. Oh man, I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna get the new Wolverine minifigure by Phoenix Customs and a good fella, and I'm gonna have to shift everything around again for that character. Just never ends. I realized I forgot Adam Warlock, so I'm gonna take off the kind of transparent blue looking ego. We'll put Adam there. That way we have spots for everybody. His cape's funny. All right. Anybody have any questions about anything that I do video-wise or any of my processes for my videos? Happy to help out anybody that's like starting out on collecting or just, yeah, Facebook groups. There's like a buy, sell, trade, custom Lego like Facebook group that's really great. I've gotten stuff from there too. Good point. And I ended up picking up this minifigure factory Gambit for a good price. I was excited about that. He's got a cool molded, his weird face sock thing, whatever you want to call that. I see people with pictures of this one all the time. It wasn't really on my radar, but I saw it for the price and had to pick it up. And I'm leaving a spot in front of him if I ever get the Phoenix Customs Deadpool, or not Deadpool, the Phoenix Customs Gambit. They're like OG figure. Want to put him there with the other Gambit. That's definitely on my like main list of minifigures I want to track down eventually. Then almost done with this one. This is the last minifigure. Just put on Iceman and the Ling Apocalypse. So this is all I have for this case for right now. I have 4 empty spots where I don't have anything specific, but as the collection grows a little bit more, probably going to shift things around. I guess I have a comic Wolverine there that I'll move that over since I'll put the Jaka movie Wolverine there. But there we go. This case is done. I know we said it was done last week, but like I said, I wanted to shift the minifigures over, condense it, and make it a little bit more packed, and we are all good to go here. I'll have to go grab the other case, and we'll start doing movie figures and see where we get with that for now. And this case will probably be mostly Citizen Brick, really just transferring the cases that are like behind this one with the minifigures in there. And these other cases I'll probably end up using for official minifigures or just like the random part combinations that I use for other companies like Citizen Brick. Then I'll just leave these like nicer cases for the ones that are like, you know, like specific minifigures, not necessarily just like the random character ones. All right. Worst part about doing this is figuring out where you actually want to start. The front of the case, who's going to be the main sort of movie representation or whatever that you want to start with. But I guess I'll start with Tarantino minifigures. I have the most of those, so I guess it would make sense to have those in the front. Mix of Citizen Brick, Minifigs, and then also Brickmania for those. Just pull those characters out quick. We got Reservoir Dogs. We have Pulp Fiction, Glorious Bastards, and then one Kill Bill minifigure at the moment. I don't have it completed. That's one of my Geek Exchange things I submitted. I'm just trying to get the head for the bride. I have the torso and also the legs for that, but not the head, which probably the easiest thing to replace. But it'll just be nice having something a little nicer case-wise. Again, that's why I'm doing these cases. I just had too many figures that are like in the original packaging still or in a pile on my desk. So not the best way to treat your collection. I really wanted to kind of grow it all out a little bit more and make it more organized. And that'll help me out in the long term when I'm doing videos. I'm able to just look in a case and find minifigures. Yeah, so there's like an app for Instagram called Layout. Then you can like arrange 9 photos, I think is the maximum, into like a grid. And then you just take that picture and just message Geek Over 40 what you're looking to buy. And you can use that for selling too. Like if you want to sell like a bunch of minifigures, just take a picture of everything you want to sell and send it to them that way. And like I said, you just need to make sure your Instagram messages are you're able to be messaged by people that don't follow you. Otherwise, they're not able to message you. They're not. That kind of causes an issue. But he posted all everybody's pictures on his story of what they're buying or what they're selling, and you can just message them. They'll message you. Usually use PayPal. I would say, unless you trust the person, don't use friends and family. Uh, Obviously, some accounts are really big and have a lot of following, and they specialize in selling stuff, so you can probably justify the friends and family risk. But yeah, you just take your picture, anything you want, send it to him. You could just make a collage too in Photoshop or something too if you have access to that. And then that runs all day until like 11 p.m. Eastern usually. And there's actually a giveaway this week or this month. I mean, if you submit something, you're entered to win like a 3D printed Galactus that he has, and he'll just ship that to you. And I think you might have to pay for shipping for it, but I mean that's still a pretty decent deal. It's fully articulated. Just curious, people that are watching right now, are you superhero collectors? Are you Citizen Brick collectors? What do you end up buying usually? For me, quantity-wise, it's definitely Citizen Brick, and that's just because they're a lot cheaper. You can get 25 or one figure for $25 instead of the superhero rate of one for like $70 to $100. So that's just why I have so many Citizen Brick minifigures, and I just like what they're doing. I'm a big movie fan, so just having the opportunity to buy minifigures of random characters is kind of nice for me. I think that's kind of fun and what I'm interested in collecting. But obviously, a lot of my bigger videos are the superhero things, and I do really like those. X-Men, Marvel stuff. I get some Star Wars minifigures here and there, but not necessarily the thing I collect the most of. So, like I just said, though, with the movie stuff, that's why this movie case is going to be one of my favorites. A lot of good minifigures, and kind of what I've been spending the most time collecting recently is just all these movie characters. Especially when it comes to like back catalog stuff and things I have to track down from years ago that I missed. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a couple of decaled minifigures from sometimes he gave me some of his Seinfeld decaled minifigures that he made, and those are cool. Not as creative to make my own characters and go through that whole process, but lots of respect to the people that do take the time to make their own decals and the patience to actually lay those down and do the whole water slide sort of technique. Probably did a couple of those when I was a kid, or at least tried to, but wasn't precise enough to actually get them to look well or look good. Okay, so yeah, right now we're going to the Tarantino minifigures. We'll get all those laid down on the shelf, and then DCU. Nice. Are you gonna pick up now that the Snyderverse is done? Are you still interested in those characters going forward, or are you gonna kind of focus more on the new suits coming out? I guess I have all my horror. I have a ton of horror minifigures, and I don't actually really watch horror movies, but the figures are cool. That's why I have those. But we'll do Tarantino, and then we'll do, I guess, Paul Thomas Anderson. Is that his name? Yeah. And we'll go to maybe Napoleon Dynamite. Kind of fill in from there. I guess I have a lot of musicians too that would be technically movies, not movies. And the way that I'm doing my cases again, it's out of focus. I just did a 2x3 plate with a 1x2 brick on the back. Probably do a 1x3 brick, and that might actually work better. And then I just have like the Lego Friends like foot stands, and that's how I'm getting 2 minifigures per spot, and just raising the capacity for my cases. Then total cost of parts for each spot is just an additional 40 cents. And it's still cheaper than buying a whole other case, and just takes up less of a footprint if you're just putting more minifigures in one case. Since they're not small, it's like a foot by 15 inches for like the overall shape. Gotta silence my phone. And all these parts, they're available from Pick-a-Brick, and you can get them with the bestseller shipping rate. So you can get them in like 2 days. I didn't do the math right. I need to buy more eventually, but I'll probably do that down the line. I'm hoping I can fit all of the characters that I have left in the next 2 cases with what I do have left, but we'll see. And I originally said you can't do the double stack when there is like in the middle rows. You can kind of finagle it if you have the right minifigures and they don't have accessories. So yeah, I just did bad math in buying the parts, unfortunately. I only bought 100, thinking I wouldn't double up every spot in the first case, and I did. So that's on me. But again, I like these cases. I think they are pretty good value. They seem pretty sturdy, easy to move, easy to take the lid off. So if you are looking for cases, definitely check out Flying Box. And then, again, bringing up Geek Over 40. Let's see if I can... Flying Box. Geek Over 40 has a code where if you do code Geek Over 40, you get 10% off your case, which is a good deal. And if you spend enough money, like I did, I think it's over 120, 150 bucks. So if you buy 2 or 3 cases, you get free shipping, which it was a heavy package. So getting the free shipping is honestly a good deal as well. And anybody going to Brick Fair, Virginia? I am going for the first time. Just because where I live right now, it makes a lot of sense to at least just go once, see how it is, maybe think about going back if I keep living over here. But when I was living in Minnesota, it was a lot further of a drive. Now that I'm in Ohio, Brick World, Chicago, and the Brick Fair, Virginia are like the same distance. So it would just be nice to be able to compare them, see what I think of the 2 different shows, since I've only ever been to Brick Fair or Brick World, Chicago. Just want to get more perspective. We'll just go chronological order with these movies. So starting with Reservoir Dogs. Some of the more generic minifigures that Citizen Brick has done, where it's just dudes in suits, which they said they weren't interested in doing, but hey, they still did it. But I thought it was really interesting when I reviewed these. I expected them to have a lot more reuse than they do, where all of these characters basically have individual suits instead of just reusing the same suit printing. So that was very cool to see them not just going the easy way out. Anybody have any movies that they would want minifigures of that just don't exist yet? For me, I really love Wet Hot American Summer. I'd love to see some different torsos or minifigures from that. Otherwise, what other movies? I've been pretty lucky. A lot of my favorite things have had minifigures made since I'm a Marvel fan. They just when the movies come out, they get made. The comic sets or comic minifigures have been coming out from other companies, so I haven't had to worry too much about wishing for those. But I know not everything gets made. Then for Pulp Fiction, I have two different sets of minifigures with slightly different styles, where I have like the more classic minifigures by SJ Bricks that were printed by Minifigs, and the stud stock block versions that are a bit more detailed. Other than that, basically just Citizen, or most of the time, only one company has done the minifigures for this. I'm just having brain farts about what characters should be going where order wise. So I keep forgetting when Kill Bill came out, but that's like 2004-ish. It's tough with Tarantino. Like a lot of his movies just have regular looking people. They don't have like distinct suits. It's more of like the accessories. I guess like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it would be kind of fun to have a Leo DiCaprio with the flamethrower. That would be cool. Or just getting like a Brad Pitt minifigure. I do technically have the Brickmania one, but it's UV printed. Love to see a pad printed version of a Brad Pitt, I guess. I guess also for these cases, I have the angled one instead of just the straight on minifigure look. That'll be kind of like a personal taste thing for you if you're thinking about these cases, something to keep in mind where they are kind of like angled in, which kind of helps for the way that I did these where there's two minifigures like back to back. Oh, yeah. I've seen someone did Diamond Customs did a Howard the Duck minifigure that looked okay. But if they could use the Donald the Duck head for like a Howard, I would love to see that. Are you thinking just comic Howard the Duck, or would you want the movie version? Because I think either or would be kind of fun. And then Inglourious Bastards. That'll be all the Tarantino minifigures. I do have. There's the nurse in Kill Bill that I do have. But I would need to buy parts like torso and a leg set for her, like just hospital gowns. But I have the head that I ended up trading for, and that is another cool older Citizen Brick part in my collection. And we will go to Boogie Nights, and then what is it called? There Will Be Blood. I got a couple minifigures for them for the movie section. Both, yeah. Yeah, it's really funny to think that back in the day, the first Marvel movie to come out was Howard the Duck, and they have famous actors in it. What's her name? The mom or the younger version of the mom from Back to the Future is in Howard the Duck. That's just funny to think about to me. Yeah, I guess also Howard the Duck was in the Marvel video game, so that's also kind of cool. I think I want Four Bushman. If we're going off of obscure Marvel characters, I think that would be really that'd be something. I saw Ling is going to do Fing Fang Foom, so that will be kind of a unique piece to get to for like classic Marvel fans. I need to check my. I'm going to see if I have any pre-orders that I'm excited about getting. I think we went over this last time, but yeah, Four Bushman would be kind of funny. Just pulling up my list of custom Lego NFTs. Got the Rex Spider-Man minifigures. I'm excited for the. I saw Phoenix Customs kind of tease their kind of final look for the silver for their Mando helmets, but that's cool. Plo Koon. I know Baggles is kind of getting a bad rap right now for minifigures that they have coming out. But yeah, we got that one. Paz. Really excited for that one. We got the Baggles and LCM God of War minifigure. That's cool. I do have this one delivered already. Just have to get it in hand. Ben 10 also by Jaka. Or I guess Baggles. I guess I'm really excited for Plo Koon as well as Kid Fisto here. Those are the two Star Wars minifigures that I'm excited for. Again, with these Life Brick Breaking Bad ones, just need to get those in hand. My parents already have them delivered. I don't know about everybody else. I don't love the official Lego version of Grogu. So the Phoenix Customs one, that'll be great to have in the collection. Of course, big one for me, the Galactus by Ling. And finishing off the Crime Busters. Also got the Night Owl and I can't remember her name. That one. Drawing a blank there. I guess more Star Wars and Penny Parker and the Juggernaut from Deadpool 2. It just keeps going on. These are all my Lego NFTs. Just putting it out there again. Last one that I picked up recently is the gold Green Goblin from the Phoenix Customs fundraiser. I wanted to help out the best I could there. And when I get that, I'll go over the whole Phoenix Customs like charity stuff that they did. I think that would probably be the time to talk about it instead of just making a random out-of-pocket video about it. Those are my pre-orders. I love spending money and get. Oh, I pre-ordered the Interstellar Life Brick minifigures today too. So I'm excited for those. I think just getting cool random movie figures, that's what I'm interested in. That's why I picked those up. I think that'll be fun. And they look like they're going to have some good molds. And I got the 2-pack since I wanted the TARS as well. But Matthew McConaughey in Lego form, finally, that's where I'm at. I'm excited for that. All right, back to Boogie Nights. Getting these minifigures down. Yeah, I agree. That classic comic Wolverine, it's cool. I've seen some pictures online. I'm excited to see it in person, kind of compare it to some of the other Wolverine minifigures that I've had, the official one. Obviously, it's going to fit in pretty well since Phoenix does a great job, but I'm excited. It should be fun. Because that would be a cool mock, having that Wolverine versus Hulk in some way. I have to think about that for Brickworld, maybe. Yeah, obviously, pre-orders aren't the best. Don't buy from companies you don't fully trust, or if it's something you don't absolutely need. That's kind of where I'm at, where I'd rather not pre-order something if I don't have to, but obviously that's just the business model a lot of companies have, unfortunately. Not a lot you can do as a collector. Has anybody seen the new Quiet Place? That's on my list of movies I have to see still, and I just haven't gotten around to it. That and something else just came out that I wanted to see. Oh, like the Fly Me to the Moon, like the weird faking the moon landing movie. I think that would be kind of fun to go see too. All right, perfect. To the last spot of this case to just finish up the minifigures from the Warriors. And we'll go to the next row, which will be more movie figures. I guess I'll do more 80s movies. I think these cases look great with like the two minifigures like this when they're just, it's completely filled in. That is nice. Honestly, you could add some more height to the back ones. I should have showed that off earlier when I had the full case already, but there's still some height you can do where if you wanted to add another brick to the back row, it probably wouldn't overlap all the way with the next row. So you have some opportunity to customize these a bit if you wanted to kind of copy what I did and fit more characters per row. Just plotting the next movie. Should we do the Coen brothers? Should that be the next one? Or should we do just random 80s action movies? Because I have the Alien minifigures, Escape from New York. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll do Coen brothers just to keep it kind of consistent with like a bunch of directors next to each other. That makes sense. This one's filling in pretty well. I guess we'll be able to fit probably video games and animated characters too in this case. I have all these musicians. Obviously, Spinal Tap is technically a movie. It'd be kind of cool if I got some Princess Bride minifigures. I could put them with Spinal Tap. They'd both be Rob Reiner movies. But I should be able to fit all of my assorted movie minifigures in this case, and then have the third one just for Citizen Brick. This is working out better than I expected. Raising the capacity of each case definitely helped a lot. Give you a better view. We'll get to TV eventually. That'll probably be a little bit higher up in the rows. Everybody listen to the new Weird Al song? Sorry for the quick intermission, just gotta get all the characters out. Oh, this new shelf setup's gonna be weird. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit the dog in there with John Wick and Mad Max. That's too bad. Anybody just tuning in? We're doing movie minifigures on the case right now. This is case number 2. We just got the first row done. We're making good time compared to last time, I feel like. I was getting a little bit behind a dolly gig in a bit. New figure that I didn't have in the case before. We have Braveheart. Toss that in somewhere too. I guess I'll put that by Mad Max since they're both Mel Gibson. I'm just checking. I have like a bin full of random figures. It'll be tough to get it in the camera, but bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of Citizen Brick like zombie minifigures. I'd probably do a separate zombie section, which will throw off the organization a little bit, since Michael Jackson should technically be with the musicians, but also he's the the Thriller zombie look. I've been really excited. Lots of people have been putting out some cool video game minifigures lately. Like, oh, I guess Minifigs dropped his new characters today, where he did The Witcher in like a classic style, and also I think he'd put out a Daredevil minifigure that I need to make sure I grab. I definitely say if you're not following Minifigs, I would definitely recommend him. He's doing some very good stuff. Wait for this quick intermission where I buy things. We'll be back soon. Looking at this, I'm stuck. I don't know if I'm probably just going to get a red one, but the dark red looks really good too. I don't know if I should pick up both of them. Thinking about it. Black would have been cool. Just got a bunch of different color combos. It's tough. This might be one of those willpower moments where I got to what do you guys think? Dark red or red? I'm leaning toward dark red might be the way to go on this one. I just think that I already have a red Daredevil, so maybe the dark red would kind of be good to go with that one instead of having two red ones. And I gotta get the Witcher. That's fun. They had it at a Brick World, but I didn't pick it up since I just wanted to wait since it'd be online. But I think I'm not like a comic Daredevil fan, but I do appreciate his suit. I think he's got a great design. All right, guys, I'm going for the dark red. I decided. All right. I think the dark red just ends up looking a little bit better with like the red belt kind of contrasting it too. I feel like that is that very 70s, 80s Daredevil look with the dark red instead of just straight red. And I already have the red one, so I don't have to worry about like missing out on that too. But that is the way I'm going with that. Anybody have any hot takes with Deadpool and Wolverine? I'm just excited. I'm glad that they brought back Ryan Reynolds to be Deadpool again. That is just really exciting to me. Like I said, I'm seeing it Thursday. First showing at Ken. I'm going to try my best to stay off of social media and not spoil that for me at all. I Marvel is just posting so many ads on Facebook and Instagram for that movie, and it bums me out. Where they just keep spoiling characters that are in the movie. I miss the days back when you could just show up to a movie and be surprised by the people in it. And I know spoilers aren't the worst thing ever, but I would just love to be surprised. That's all. I think when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I saw nothing about the movie because I saw it like a week before it came out. And that was a great experience. Right. There's that. Back to our regularly scheduled program of these movie minifigures. I'm going to start with the Coen brothers, I think I said. So we'll do... Gotta fill in with the shapes. But we'll do... What's that movie called? It is... The Big Lebowski. We'll do that, and then we'll go to... Old Country for, or New Country, No Country for Old Men. That's the only Coen Brothers stuff I have at the moment. True Red's done Fargo, but I haven't picked up that minifigure yet, or I haven't seen it for sale since I missed out. I just need to keep checking, making sure I have all of the figures that I'll need for these sections, so I don't accidentally forget about a bunch of stuff. That'll be more for when we get to more like TV characters. I have a bunch of that stuff just floating around. When it comes to like Lego or custom Lego, are there any other franchises that you feel like would be kind of fun to cover? I know Lego's kind of jumped into the video game market, which I think that's been kind of cool, where they're doing Legend of Zelda and Sonic, and they did the set for New Horizon, Zero Dawn. That was cool. I think they're being a lot better about putting out random junk that generic people might like instead of just straight Lego fans. I think that's probably going to help them long term, whether it is just superhero stuff. I mean, if you think about it, for like decades they didn't have anything like that. Star Wars existed, and then like 9 years later they added DC with Batman, or I guess more like 7 years later, if it was, I think 2006 when that first set came out, or the first wave. Which I loved me some Lego Batman back in the day. That was one of my top themes, where I got a lot of their sets. And Spider-Man. I guess Spider-Man existed in 2002, so never mind. They've been doing superheroes for like as long as they've had license stuff. All blends together, my bad. Just gotta fill in the case with the stands again. Anybody have any questions about anything? Again, like I said, I am open to answer anything you guys might want to ask about the channel, video stuff, Lego stuff. I am an open book. Any questions about these cases? Any questions about Ohio, Minnesota? I know stuff about things, so go ahead and ask if you have anything in the chat. Or also just if you have any favorite minifigures that you have that you want to talk about or anything like that, just let me know in the chat. And if anybody hasn't been here, like I said, I will be at Brick Fair, Virginia. If you want to check out the Danger Room, it will be there Saturday. And then I'm going to have to leave early on Sunday, so it will not be displayed on Sunday. But I will be around for a bit on Sunday at the convention for sure. Saturday I should be at the convention like all day. I think that's going to be exciting and fun. And it's just cool to show. I really like the danger room that I built. I think it's fun to look at, and people really have a good reaction to that. So I just want to show it off anywhere I can. Cool. Where are we at? Coen Brothers. I guess I should say too, Citizen Brick Day is going to come up next month at some point. Oh yeah, I got my Deadpool 3 tickets months ago. Opening day Thursday, 3 p.m. Actually, I have tickets for two different showings right now. I either need to cancel one or I'm going to see it twice opening Thursday. We'll see. Because I have tickets for 3 p.m. on Thursday, and I also have tickets for 7 p.m. on Thursday at the same theater, different times. And I just did that. I wasn't sure with like my job if I would be able to get off early, but I didn't want to miss out on having good seats, so I bought 2 tickets. And I need to double check the cancellation process because it might be coming up. But as long as I cancel one of the showings by like today is 4 days from now, I'm going to see it twice on Thursday, more than likely. That's what I did. When Deadpool 2 came out, I saw it. I did the doubleheader AMC premiere where it showed Deadpool 1 and then Deadpool 2, and then I also, later that night, also saw Deadpool 2 again. So I'm good for it. I've done that before. So I don't know about you guys. For me, I saw Deadpool and Deadpool 2 5 times in theaters each. Same goes for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I also saw those several times. Other than the third one. Third one was too heavy for me. I only saw that one 3 times. So I kind of dropped the ball there. I saw the other Guardians movies also like 4 or 5 times each in theaters. That is putting out there. I am a super movie fan. That's what I did in college, was watch movies. So when all of you guys were doing math and like dumb, boring stuff like that, I just watched a movie and wrote about how it made me feel. And that's my degree, and now that's what I do for work, is video stuff. There are careers for it out there. If you're interested in that, you can get a job. Okay. Oh, just thought about it. The Jaws Lego set. So I want the X Mansion. I want the Dune Ornithopter, however you pronounce that, Ornithopter. And then I want the Jaws set. Those are like my 3 sets I need, like, that are coming out this year, for sure. And while we are on Napoleon Dynamite, I'm about to flex on everybody. Not to brag, but have my signed copy of Napoleon Dynamite by John Heater. Met him at a film premiere for one of the movies he did. He called like When Jeff Saved the World, something like that. But I met him, got him to sign my copy of Napoleon Dynamite, and that's one of my prized possessions now. So, out of celebrity signings, I have signature from Stan Lee, have one from John Heater, and I also have one from Weird Al. So 3 of my favorite people, or celebrities, I guess I should say. They're people too, but yeah, exciting stuff. We got Rex Kwon-Do and Kip. So that's all for Napoleon Dynamite. I just thought about this. Lego hasn't done a Lego llama, and I would really like that, so I could have Tina to go with them. But maybe that's more of an obscure thing. I know Lego Friends or Duplo definitely has a llama, but I want a Lego System llama for sure. Did Napoleon Dynamite. I need a Nacho Libre minifigure too. I'm missing out on that. For the Drive minifigure, I'll have one backwards so you can actually see the scorpion print and the other one forwards. That way you get the full effect. I hate when it comes to these type of minifigures where the main design is on the back of the minifigure, so you're missing out on the design. Really the difference between the V1 and V2 for Citizen Brick is the back print. Hello to everybody joining in. We're just doing movie minifigures right now in the cases, getting those spread out. A lot of Citizen Brick, a little bit of everything else. Mostly Citizen Brick. Just happens to be who I kind of have picked out for movie characters, but thank you guys for joining me when I'm doing my busy work. Makes it easier to sit around and do nothing like this when people are watching. The only thing that's tough when you have them stacked like this is when they have like guns in their hands. It kind of gets tricky on how to place them. To do Ripley on her own. Gotta do it on the other side. I like this Citizen Brick Ripley minifigure. I filmed a review for it like 2 years ago now and never posted it for some reason because it was, I don't know. I think that's when I kind of stopped uploading for a bit after Brick World of like 2021 or 2022, whatever, 2022 that year. Just got a little burnt out, didn't end up uploading, but still cool figure. Glad I have it. It's nice of them to, sometimes they reprint minifigures and it definitely helps out so you don't have to miss out on characters all the time or spend hundreds of dollars on an old minifigure. So I know they've reprinted Ripley tons of times. Feels like, or like it felt like she was in the store for lots of years. Same goes for who else? I'm glad they reprinted Prince. I think that's a really cool minifigure too. That I don't have it in the case because I have like a Lego. I have a Brickmania set of a venue in Minnesota called First Avenue, where Prince played at a lot, and I just thought it'd be fun to display him with that. I guess I could probably toss him in one of the cases now that those individual cases are empty, I put all those minifigures elsewhere. So that would be kind of probably smart to do to preserve him a little bit better. But I really like the Prince minifigure. Where are we at? Taking a lot of strategy right now, trying to figure out where to actually put people. I don't want to move things around if I don't have to. And it gets a little annoying when you have all the minifigures placed, like putting down the plates for the stacking. But there, okay, that worked. We got 2 Mel Gibsons right there, Braveheart, Mad Max. And almost done with this row. Yeah, I guess after this, we'll do horror. Or maybe we'll do musicians, TV, horror, and then we'll do the zombies kind of in the horror section. I think that would probably flow pretty well and look pretty good. So far, so good, though. I am just want to reiterate, getting these cases was a good choice. I'm glad I did it. You just got to keep things organized sometimes. That's something I don't always do a good job of. And this is helping a lot. And it will help me in the long term, trying to find figures for reviews. And just not losing stuff is nice. We will just do all of my Patrick Batemans. We have 3 of them, since I have the classic now orbital minifigs version. I have the True Red version, and I also have the Citizen Brick version, which is probably the best version is the Citizen Brick one, but everybody has their own positives and negatives on the characters. They're all doing stuff a little bit different, which is nice to see. It's always nice when it's not just like the same retread on a bunch of different characters, or a bunch of different brands just doing the same everything. Obviously, when it comes to True Red, his stuff is all very stylized, so it's a lot harder for him to just be compared to other companies. He's got the weird raincoat vinyl plastic piece jacket, though, which is kind of annoying since it's so stiff. I should say True Red specifically. That's what I'm talking about there. But very distinct look. He's got style. That's what I would say about his company. No one's doing unique stuff like True Red does. Citizen Brick, though, just has the very accurate look, the very cool axe, and that is probably why that would be my preferred version of that character. Okay, I have been checkmated. I have an open spot to go next to Patrick Bateman, and I don't have a solo movie minifigure to put by him. That is Christian Bale. Oh, if I had a Batman minifigure of him to put there, that would be kind of fun. But I would rather keep Batman in the DC area. Hey, IDK Bricks, how you doing? We're just going through and we're doing this case for all my movie minifigures right now. We're 2 rows deep. Getting to the end of this row, almost to the 3rd one. Hello, Lego DJ. How you doing? Same thing, just checking in. We're doing a movie case right now. And there's a bit of a delay when I read the chat and then say something. That's why it takes me a while. Just scanning around, see if I have any other movie characters that I just have laying around that I forgot about. Ooh, okay. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. I just remembered I have another Blade Runner minifigure. I'll put one of the Blade Runner minifigures behind him, and then the other two will go next to him. So, we're good. What about Star Wars? I'm going to wait to do Star Wars because I don't know how many spaces I'll have left. We'll get to that, though. I do have some custom Spider-Man minifigures, but not like a crazy ton amount. And if anything, I'd want to display a lot. I have a lot of cool official minifigures from like when I was a kid, where I definitely want to display my Star Wars minifigures that are like more valuable. But that might be a next live stream type of thing. I don't know about today. I don't know. I don't know when I'll stream next. I don't know if I'm going to do next weekend or not. So when it comes to like Star Wars, like I could really get into it with a case or okay, yeah. I only have, let's see, custom wise. I have like 6 custom. No, that's not true. I have like 10 Star Wars custom minifigures. I don't have a ton, but like a lot of it like is the official minifigures. I have some of them in this case up here. Where I have the bounty hunters. I don't know about next weekend. We'll see. I don't know how busy I'll be. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look at my calendar. Maybe I would do a Saturday or Sunday stream again. But I'm kind of low on the parts I need to do these cases, so I might not stream a case filling like this again until next month. But I'll do a community post the next time I do it, asking about dates, and I'll post about it ahead of time the next time I do a stream for anything else. But yeah, I didn't order the right amount of parts I need. Since I do have like a real Star Wars. I would say if I do a Star Wars case, it would be a mix. I have a ton. I'll be honest, I have a lot of Star Wars minifigures, like just official ones. Since I when I was a kid, I collected a lot of Star Wars, and yeah, so I have a collection of those, and I try and get some of the cooler minifigures as they're coming out right now, but not my main thing that I collect. I'm more of the just in other movies. I especially when it comes to customs, I'm not going to be like buying custom Star Wars since Lego does so many different characters. But yeah, I don't think Star Wars. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of almost out of space here, or I mean, I'm almost out of figures to put down here. So maybe Star Wars would end up in the generic movie section instead of being in just a separate Star Wars one. We'll see. I don't know what I want to do yet for that, but I don't think we'll do Star Wars this time around. Classic clones or Imperial. I don't think I have any of my older clone figures here. I do have some of the Revenge of the Sith clones, and I'm trying to think of what else. I do have some Clone Wars sets too from when I was a kid, but I don't have those here. They're at my parents still. But where did that go? I do have some Grandpa clone stuff. And I showed it off earlier in the stream. I have like some Star Wars minifigures on pre-order. I wouldn't collect a clone trooper more than I would like to collect Jedi that haven't had figures made. Like I have the Baggles, Kit Fisto, and Plo Koon on pre-order. Those are like probably the 2 Star Wars minifigures I guess I'm most excited for. But I do have the Grandpa clone customs, Rex, since I missed out on the official one of that. And I guess, where is that? I do have 2 of the Mayday figs minifigures since dropping stuff. I do have the Sunfac, is that his name? One of my cooler Star Wars minifigures that I picked up at Brick World from Mayday. Then I also have his Aura Singh. So I have some cool Star Wars ones. Like I pointed out, I showed off all of my pre-orders I have right now. A lot of my cooler Star Wars custom minifigures coming out are on pre-order right now. Uh, when I was younger, I did some stop motion on my older, not on this YouTube channel, but one of my previous YouTube channels. I did do some stop motion stuff. I just don't have the time. I'd love to. I think people that do stop motion, they have some pretty cool stuff coming out. Just not for me necessarily. I guess I have one more Star Wars minifigure that I haven't reviewed yet. And that is just I have the Hutt Slayer, Princess Leia. Oh, is it like, yeah, I think something's weird with my webcam that I'm using. Yeah, for Star Wars, I don't have a ton. I have a bunch of, like, when I get a set, I get some stuff. Like, so I just started building the Ghost. So I have all those figures. I have the ATTE. So I have, like, I do have the Captain Cody that came with that. Just a bunch. I just have random Star Wars stuff. Oh, every day. So when you say daily, are you working on the same video all the time, like making longer videos, or are you doing like shorter form, like stop motions? And I'll just, guys, we're doing Blade Runner. I'll just throw on the Dune K-Town minifigures too, since they're both kind of in that same sci-fi realm. Okay, another row done. And I think that, a couple more movie figures. Just when I think it's done, it keeps going. Short, okay. I think I'll probably end up doing this row, and then we will be done for the day again. I'm running out of parts, but it's nice just to be able to chat with you guys. Thank you, anybody that stopped by. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just get everything kind of compressed into one case instead of having all the smaller cases. I think it helps a lot just to really visualize how much I have. I can always kind of underestimate how many minifigures I do have in my collection. I wish there was like on Brickset, you can track your sets and it'll tell you like how many minifigures you have. I wish there was something like that for customs that wasn't just manually counting and going through my whole collection. I feel like if I went through and I just used like Citizen Brick torsos and heads, that would just blow up the quantity of my collection too, just not even counting the base figures. Here's a better shot of all the movie figures at the moment. I have to get the TV too after this. And then all the horror figures. So getting to the end of this stream, just because I am running out of the resources to keep going. And I guess I can dig through my parts and see if I have more plates and just bricks that are just laying around, but probably do not. Oh, okay, you're gonna do a tour. That's cool. That kind of dumps some. I can show off my light box, I guess. I have some of my random desk stuff and figure containers in there right now, but my recruiting studio, I just have this nice corner desk. Try not to bump anything. So we have my TV/monitor, my DVD player, and my light box, where I just set up light there, and then I just have my camera kind of in the front, and then I review stuff in there. Like I said, I just kind of cleaned off my desk a little bit to have like the computer and everything going, but this is what I record in. Just pretty simple square light box. Then next to that, just have my table here with my cases. So not a super complicated setup or anything. So when you say you collect Star Wars, do you just collect Lego Star, like the official sets, or do you also buy custom Star Wars minifigures? Guess we'll do Spinal Tap. I'll just get all the musicians kind of out. It looks like some of these Citizen Brick figures are going to have to go solo because they just have the bulky accessory. So JT and Weird Al are ruining the tour. This is my favorite minifigure in my collection. This Weird Al Citizen Brick figure. Love that one. Really glad I was able to pick one up because it is just a great figure. Really enjoy that one. And there's no competition with that one. I don't even have another one where I'd be like, ooh, I do also really like that one. It just is perfect. Guess maybe some of my Stan Lee minifigures are pretty cool too, but that Weird Al one is just crazy when it comes to printing, and the accordion is such a great idea for an accessory that the way they did that. And some just fig barf characters that I did for Spinal Tap. Citizen Brick printed the torso that is accurate to the movie, but didn't make an official minifigure for it. But there's two different versions that they did. The more anatomically correct version of the skull t-shirt that I have in the back there, which was printed first, and then the more simple one that they did later on. I'm thinking about doing Spinal Tap stuff for Brickworld this year. I'm trying to get out of the repeats that I've been doing superheroes and like all that. I'm trying to get out of that a little bit, do some more things that I like. So Spinal Tap is on the menu at the moment, I'm thinking, or I might do more instead of more comic book stuff specifically, and not, I don't know. I'm just still thinking about stuff, but I think I want to do kind of cool comic book vignettes of comic covers. I think that would be kind of fun. Yeah, like I said, Spinal Tap would be cool too. Whether it's like a bunch of scenes from the movie. I saw somebody did a really cool one because it was the anniversary of Napoleon Dynamite this year. So they did a bunch of different scenes from Napoleon Dynamite, and I thought that turned out really good, and I would love to do something like that for something else. I could do like 11 different scenes from Spinal Tap. I think that could be a fun challenge, but also I feel like it would be get some good crowd reaction. So I have the 3 different members of Spinal Tap there that I threw together. Now we're just getting to some musicians. Have a good amount of the rapper minifigures. Not something I necessarily love. I do listen to, I don't know. Have I listened to rap music? Yeah, it's fine, but not like my favorite genre. But the minifigures they put out, Citizen Brick specifically, I should say, they have done some very cool musicians and rappers that the printing on them is great. So definitely had to pick them up. Or just also if they do like a custom set like they did for the Lowrider, I'm gonna get it. I just have to. And whatever minifigures come with a set like that, it is what it is. Not gonna be super picky about that. I think some of my honestly, some of the best minifigures that they've done are like the musician ones. Like I said, Weird Al, my favorite, but also these Beastie Boy minifigures that they did are crazy, where they have the really good leg printing with like the Adidas shoes on them, and then also just accessories molded or print on like hats and stuff. They're just looking good, so I'm glad I picked those up. Guess we'll toss Fresh Prince next to them since he's kind of a musician a little bit. And it annoys me with these like cases with like when I'm gonna fill it in with like when somebody does multiple things. It's annoying. Yeah, the lizard is good. Wherever that went. Yeah, that's in that other case, but yeah, the lizard looks cool. And when it comes to like that lizard, I'd rather have a cool, really, really cool comic book lizard than like a movie lizard because the movie version just isn't as exciting. I want a weird Velociraptor guy, not a Goomba for Mario. Okay, and I guess we can move to TV. Oh, no, I still have 2 musicians left. Oops. Got Sid Vicious and Dee Dee Ramone, and that is the last of the musicians. I hope. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, and I hope I'm not. I really want. They have a Devo minifigure. I really want to get that at some point. I think that would be a good one to have. But that ends up being one of the more expensive ones. I'd have to really find the right deal for it for me to like really jump on it. Just go down. Come on. Dealing with weird perspective stuff right now where I'm looking at an angle and then I'm like reaching around a camera. I'm struggling. There we go. Whew. Took too long. And we have 6 more spots for random TV characters, and then we'll call it quits at the end of the 6 here, and then I'll have some spots for questions or if anybody wants to see anything specific on my shelf, so I can kind of move the camera around a bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. I remember I have a misprint that I'm trying to find. So we have multiple Walter White misprint minifigures. Very cool to have these. That's what I'm thinking. I have so many Breaking Bad minifigures. I need to. We'll wait to do Breaking Bad. That'll have to go down the line because I have figures coming in. I just need to double check numbers wise how many spots they need. I know it's more than 6. Magnum PI is going in. Tony Soprano. That's where I really wanted the Breaking Bad stuff to go to next to Tony Soprano, since I feel like they're kind of in that same genre, but I guess I'll jump to some other... Oh, there we go. Perfect. And we'll throw in the Ted Lasso minifigures and we'll call it a day. That's all I got space-wise for today, since I'm out of parts, basically. But I'm just excited. We're clearing out I also have these new cases all filled in, and I will also have the old cases that I can also fill in again. So we are doing just fine for storage space, finally, for once. And it is fun to be able to show off what my display area looks like for you guys, so you kind of get a better idea of what I'm working with here. Man, I can't believe I'm going for almost 2 hours. That is insane to me. That people are watching. Thank you again. Thank you. You guys are the best. And if I didn't have the audience, I wouldn't do it. So just glad you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out and are part of this journey with me. And we just finished the case for today. I'll need to order more of these parts. Just running low. And like I said, I'll probably go through my collection. Maybe I have more. We have 3 more rows, so like half this case still. And then we have 1 more full case where that might be a mix of official minifigures and other movie stuff. I think I kind of want that one to be video games, animation, anything like that. So that's the plan for right now. Just do a quick show off of what we have going here for this case. We got a lot in here. Like I said, I'm pumped that this is working out so well, where we have all the minifigures next to each other, and it helps a lot to keep the theme together for me, where like the director minifigures are right next to each other instead of in the separate boxes. It looks nice. I'm very happy. And got all the movie characters right in one spot, and hopefully I don't have to shift this around too much, but it should actually be pretty easy. It seems like if I have more movie minifigures, I guess I could move the musician and TV row up one and then slide an empty one in between them, keep growing that one, or I can just keep them a little bit separated. That would be fine too. I'm not going to be too picky about it. But with that said, anybody have any other last minute comments, questions, anything like that? Do you want to see in my collection? I can grab quick and show off. But this is the plan for the cases, what we have going on right now, and we'll just keep filling them in as I can. I'm not 100% sure when I'll stream next, but like I said, I'll do the same thing I have been. I'll do the community post, just watch my calendar, make sure I'm open, and do when people are most available. Yeah, I'm just waiting around. Just this stream has like a delay by like a minute or two, so I'm just giving people a chance to ask questions if there will be any. That's why I'm still around. Well, it seems like that's it. Again, thank you guys for watching my videos. I've been Brookradiop, and we'll live stream the next time we live stream. Otherwise, videos Wednesdays and Saturdays every week. Keep an eye out for them. See you around.